Posted BYU/Procy and Bright. Glitch in time during a regular walk. This happened about a week ago and I've been debating posting about it, but I just can't seem to figure out what happened in any logical sense. I'm currently spending a lot of time at my boyfriend's house during shelter in place. He lives at the end of a dirt road kind of out in the woods. His road is part of a larger system that creates a big loop. Two roads eventually lead into one from the main strip, if that makes sense. Walking this loop takes about 45 to 50 minutes. I have walked this loop many times and have always gotten back to his place in 45 to 50 minutes. Unless you're sprinting or have an unusually quick pace, there's no way to walk it in any shorter amount of time. The other day, I started out and passed his mailbox, passed the main road, made it to the other side of the loop and past the White House on that side, then, suddenly, I'm back at his mailbox again. This is the glitch. From the White House back to his mailbox should take at least 20 minutes, and I had done it in what felt like 2. More mysterious is that I couldn't remember walking the big chunk between the White House and his mailbox. It was as if I had passed through a glitch in time, or had been suddenly transported between spaces. I racked my brain trying to remember if I had passed a couple of the streets that were between the White House and mailbox, but I just couldn't remember walking that portion at all. There is no other way to get to the mailbox, no side trails or shortcuts. I stayed on the main loop. Now, originally, when I saw the mailbox come up so soon, I was very surprised, but had just thought that maybe I lost track of time. Or was just lost in my head and hadn't been paying attention to my walk as much. I tried just brushing it off, that maybe it just felt like 2 minutes, but that I had definitely walked the 20 and had a lapse in time judgment. Needless to say, I was still very much weirded out, especially because I made it back so quickly and it seemed to have been propelled by this one area of the walk. I would have brushed this all off as just me being absent-minded, until I got back home. I came over to my boyfriend and said I was back and he asked, "I thought you were going for a walk. You haven't been gone that long." Turns out I was only gone for about 20 minutes. I swore to him up and down that I did the entire loop and that I had lost track of a part of the loop, as though I was transported. Of course, I don't think he was convinced. He said maybe I just walked to the mailbox and back, but I didn't. I had definitely made it to the other side of the loop and past all the usual stuff. I've done the walk again numerous times, and nothing like this has happened since. I know I can't convince my boyfriend of what happened as it sounds nuts. But, I know I walked the whole loop. I was going my usual pace. I wasn't speed walking or running at any point. I didn't turn around at any point, and nothing out of the ordinary happened until that one particular spot. I will also mention that my boyfriend lives in an area with a lot of UFO/alien sightings and whatnot. I'm not projecting any of that, it's just an interesting tidbit I thought I should share. Posted BYU/Ellie_Mac. Door to other universe. I do not know if it belongs here and I was not the one who directly experienced it, but here goes. When I was a nursing student, we had return demonstration classrooms. The layout of those classrooms is quite different from the regular ones since they were rooms to observe procedures. The seats were arranged to face the center on one side of the wall between 2 doors. There were only 4 classrooms of that type in our school and they were locked when not used because they have medical equipment inside. Normally, those rooms will only be used when an instructor would teach us new procedures and we would be in our nursing uniform, but sometimes, they are used as lecture rooms. One afternoon, when we were having a class in one of those rooms, we were wearing our school uniform since it was just a regular class. One of the doors suddenly opened. Everyone looked at it because of the noise outside. No one saw who opened it and nobody was waiting outside the door, so my classmate just closed it. We thought that a student might have peeked and left afterwards. After the class ended, our instructor, went to the teacher's lounge. She was approached by another instructor, AI, and was told that she has given her the wrong room number. I do not really know the details, but AI might have needed something from OI. AI said when she opened the room where we were having our lecture, she saw a different instructor whom she had never seen before, and the students were wearing nursing uniforms. They were standing and were crowded in the center, observing the procedure their instructor was doing. No one seemed to notice her opening the door. AI thought that OI might have given her the wrong room, so she closed the door and tried other classrooms, but all of them were locked. Edit, format and grammar. My classmate, who was nearest to that door, swore it was not the wind that opened it, as he heard the doorknob turn before it opened. It was also rumored that the area was haunted and the ghosts might have played tricks on AI, but that was before the knowledge of parallel universe and other dimensions came into popular culture. AI also said that the nursing uniforms appear to have an older design. She also never saw the instructor again, which is strange because our school was small and all nursing instructors knew each other. Posted BYU/scarcity flow. Family witnessed the creepiest doppelganger. TLDR at bottom of post. Growing up, I practically lived with my best friend and his family. They are a first-generation Italian family from Brooklyn. They run their own business and have a well-known reputation in the community of being honest people. We were sharing our own paranormal encounter stories one night, and they told a story that sends chills down my spine to this very day. Now for context, their bedroom is on the right side of the living room, and the bathroom is on the left side. You absolutely cannot go from the bathroom to the bedroom without passing directly in front of where everyone sits in the living room. The living room has 3 entrances, the front door, the bathroom hallway, and the bedroom door. My friend's dad got home from his business and said he was going to take a shower. My friend, his sister, and his mother were sitting in the living room talking. Shortly after stepping into the shower, the dad comes running out like a crazy man. He's completely naked and is running with this strange, creepy bounce to each step, like a chimpanzee. His eyes looked wild, like an psychotic person, and his tongue was hanging out. He was making these weird grunting noises as he bounded through. He ran in front of them, from the bathroom to the bedroom, and slammed the door. They called out to him in the bedroom, obviously freaked out. They asked him what happened, what was wrong. He answered, but from the shower, from the hallway that he had just come running out from. He asked what was wrong. They flipped out and practically shaking, they told him what they saw. They have no explanation for it to this day and said that it was one of the scariest things they ever witnessed. TLDR, friend's family witnessed a doppelganger of their dad run out of the shower like a maniac, but he had never left the bathroom. Posted BYU/scarcity flow. Pale blue light and being at end of bed. I'm not sure if this qualifies as a GITM or not, but here goes. Some years ago, I'm 30, so not childhood, I stayed over at my parents' house after dealing with some things that are too complicated to go into. I was in the room I grew up in as a child, lying in bed checking my phone. Suddenly a light streamed through my window. It was a pale blue light, kind of like if you leave the TV on when the lights are off in your house. It started as a simple stream of light and slowly filled the entire room. Now there is a fence around my yard and we are not near a road, so it wasn't headlights pointed at my window or anything. This pale blue light filled my room and I got a strange feeling in the pit of my stomach. The strange thing was, I felt zero fear. Normally I would get freaked out by about anything out of the ordinary. I laid there just looking around in amazement. About 30 seconds after my room completely filled up, I saw a figure standing at the foot of my bed. It was huge and bulky and his head almost touched the ceiling. We have 8-feet ceilings by the way. It had no features though, it was just a shadow. I stared at it and surprisingly didn't freak out at all. As I stated, I had zero fear. I watched this thing for about 10 minutes and it didn't move. Suddenly the pale blue light was sucked out of the window. I mean that it wasn't like a light switch turned off, it was like a vacuum sucked it out of my window, kind of like sci-fi movies when a ship goes into hyperdrive or something. That's the only way I know to explain it. The being was gone and I was left speechless. Now my parents' room was directly across from mine and both our doors were open. They were still milling about in the room, getting ready for bed. I went to my room kind of early. I got up and asked them if they saw any light or anything. They said they didn't, and that my room had been completely dark. There is no way they wouldn't have seen something BC once again, they were directly in front of my door. The strange thing is, I was never scared of the paranormal or the dark since then. Honestly, I feel strangely at peace when the sun goes down. I can't explain it and it didn't hurt me in the least. It didn't seem malevolent, just strange. Anyway, that's my story. Thanks for reading. TLDR, I saw a pale blue light fill my room and a huge shadow figure at the foot of my bed. My parents saw nothing.